Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive shift in how we handle data. Traditional business intelligence tools, well, they're failing us. Instead, AI-driven personalization is stepping up to completely rewrite the rules on how we interact with our metrics. We've got some fascinating research today that challenges decades of standard operating procedures. So let's just get right into it.
Look at this incredibly bold claim from the source material. After roughly 20 years, the static dashboard is, well, dead. RIP. It sounds a bit provocative, right? But the data absolutely backs this up. The bottom line is that traditional dashboards simply lack the speed and the scale you need for real-time decision-making in today's hyperspeed landscape. When the world shifts overnight, those pixel-perfect static charts suddenly turn into high-maintenance works of historical art, rather than tools you can actually use.
Section 1. The problem with legacy BI. Let's break down exactly why these old tools are falling so flat for everyday users. Here is the stark reality. Despite literally 2 decades of massive enterprise investment, business user adoption has completely flatlined. It's stuck right at 30%. And honestly, it makes sense. Dropping an untrained business user into a highly technical legacy BI dashboard is literally like dropping a beginner into a Formula One car and telling them to go win a race. Sure, they might know where the gas pedal is, but they don't actually know how to drive the thing. These tools were built for specialized data analysts, not your everyday business user.
And you know, it actually gets worse when we look behind the scenes. A staggering 92% of data workers report that their time is just being siphoned away by mundane, operational pipeline tasks. Instead of actually analyzing data to find those brilliant profit-driving ideas, highly paid analysts are spending half their headcount budget just keeping delicate data pipelines from breaking. They're basically acting as systems management mechanics rather than strategic analysts.
To top it all off, 86% of the data feeding into these legacy systems, it's out of date. Actually, nearly half of that data is 2 months old, or even older. Just think about the implications there for a second. It means you've got executives and frontline leaders constantly making million-dollar decisions based on completely stale information. If your business data changes frequently, and let's be real, whose doesn't, the dashboard breaks and suddenly you are flying blind.
Section 2. Customization versus personalization. To actually fix this broken system, the research points us straight to AI. But first, we really need to untangle 2 concepts that get mixed up all the time.
There is a really stark contrast here in who actually does the heavy lifting. Customization imposes a massive interaction cost. It relies entirely on you, the user, to manually tweak interfaces, drag widgets around, and set up complicated filters. Personalization, on the other hand, flips the script. It relies on artificial intelligence. The system itself does the work automatically, serving up exactly what you need based on a learned profile of your behavior.
All right, Section 3. How AI powers dashboards. We are finally moving away from forcing people to customize clunky tools and toward building adaptive dashboards that proactively personalize the experience.
Machine learning is the absolute engine here. It anticipates what you need in real time. Take collaborative filtering, for instance. It looks at patterns across similar groups of users to suggest metrics you might actually care about. And then you have reinforcement learning, which is constantly reshaping your dashboard layout based on exactly where you click, what you filter, and how much time you spend looking at specific widgets. It's literally a dashboard that morphs to fit your exact workflow.
Add natural language processing, or NLP, into the mix, and you've got a massive game changer. NLP seamlessly translates your plain English questions into complex SQL queries behind the scenes. This means literally anyone in the company can just type, "Hey, what were our regional sales last quarter?" And boom, instantly they receive the exact right visualization. It completely shatters that technical barrier to entry, turning data exploration into a simple, natural conversation.
By stacking these AI techniques, we get truly tailored, role-based experiences that adapt perfectly. For example, an executive's dashboard uses AI to filter out all that day-to-day operational noise, zooming in purely on high-level KPIs and predictive insights. But for an operations team, they get real-time monitoring and instant anomaly alerts. The system knows exactly who you are and what you care about, and automatically prioritizes that info to save your brain some serious cognitive load.
Section 4. Fixing the filter bubble and implementation. Because look, replacing old dashboards with AI isn't some magic, instant fix. It's a journey with some very real psychological and technical hurdles.
We really have to pause and ask ourselves, are we over-personalizing? If the AI gets too good at giving us what we want, we risk getting trapped in a dangerous filter bubble.
This is a scenario where you never discover anything unexpected because the AI only feeds you what you historically click on. So if a sales manager only ever looks at regional data, the AI might completely hide a new product's performance metrics that are actually vital to their broader strategy.
So the key here is balance. We have to balance hyper-personalization with pure exploration. Designers need to empower users with a discover mode to break out of their bubble. Maybe it's just a simple toggle button to temporarily disable personalization. Or maybe it's using that collaborative filtering we talked about to explicitly suggest unexpected insights that similar users found helpful. It keeps the human in control and leaves room for those serendipitous aha moments.
To actually pull this off, organizations have to follow a structured path, define clear business goals, focus heavily on data quality, assemble cross-functional teams, and roll changes out progressively. But I want you to pay very, very close attention to step 2 there. 87% of AI projects fail purely because of bad data and messy governance. If your AI learns from garbage data, it's going to personalize the wrong insights. You absolutely have to clean your data house before you let the AI loose.
Section 5. The future of data. Let's zoom out and look at where this whole industry is heading next, because the adaptive dashboard of today is really just a stepping stone.
The source material points to an absolutely wild future. We're moving toward generative AI that doesn't just hand you a chart, but actually writes out a dynamic, conversational data story explaining exactly why a specific metric dropped. Even crazier, extended reality, or XR. Picture a factory manager walking the floor and seeing holographic dashboards projected directly onto the physical machinery using augmented reality, perfectly personalized to the task they're doing right that second.
Ultimately, the whole game is evolving away from static, dead reporting tools and moving toward proactive, intelligent digital assistants. It's no longer just staring at data, it's about partnering with an intelligent system to make better choices. Which leaves us with a pretty critical question to wrap up on. Is your organization ready to stop wrestling with dead dashboards and start letting your data dynamically work for you?